Hello, everyone, and welcome. Thank you for joining today. We are looking forward to a very exciting discussion. I'm going to be sharing my screen here momentarily with you, so give me one moment, and we will get started. Thank you for your patience. Okay, so hopefully now you are able to see my screen. And again, thank you for joining us today. As everyone is logging in and getting comfortable with the Zoom platform, this would actually be a great time to test out the chat and Q&A functionality and get familiar with the features here. Please type any questions you have in the Q&A section, and we will be sure to answer as many of those questions as we can during today's webinar. We are very excited to highlight our partnership with UKG today, and we will explore how Verified First integration on UKG's comprehensive platform benefits your organization. Before we dive in, we just have a few quick housekeeping items. This session is being recorded, and we'll be sending out a copy of that recording after the webinar. With that, we encourage you to please share this recording with any team members or colleagues that you feel may benefit from what we'll be discussing today. And also, if you have any questions, we will provide contact information on the last slide so you can reach out to Verified First with any questions. Okay. So a little bit about our agenda. So we are going to start off by talking about how screening impacts your organization, automation and the importance of integrating your tech stack, being consistent with your screening. We're going to then do a live demo of the UKG Verified First integration and the benefits of the Verified First solution. Okay. I want to quickly start off by introducing myself. My name is Jenny Johnson, and I am the partner manager here at Verified First that manages the UKG Verified First partnership. And I'm excited to be here with you guys today. All right. I'm going to start and give a quick, just high-level overview of who Verified First is. Verified First is a fast-growing tech company on a mission to deliver cutting-edge HR technology and transform the way organizations protect their people. So Verified First offers a range of services, including background screening, education, employment verifications, drug testing, I-9, E-Verify. And Verified First patented technology integrates with over 130 cloud-based HR platforms. This includes ATSs, HRISs, HCMs, and payroll platforms. Okay. Going up one too many. So we're going to start off by talking a little bit about how screening impacts your organization. There are really three statistics we're going to touch on right now. Let's dive in a little bit. So according to Aptitude Research, which is a leading human capital management and research advisory firm, again, there are three unique ways that background screening impacts your organization. Our first statistic here is, as you can see, organizations using background screening are 2 times more likely to improve the quality of hires. This ties into the fact that you want to have the best of the best. And to do that, you want to make sure that the candidates you select are the right fit for the role. You want to know as much as you can about your candidate, which is ultimately improves that quality of hire. Our second point here is that organizations using background screening are 3 times more likely to improve the time to fill. This is an important KPI we see over and over, and I think there's a misconception about background screening and adding that, and that it can slow down the process. Really, in reality, it helps eliminate that guesswork. So hiring managers leverage these background checks and they can hire them with confidence. And in turn, that really improves that time to fill. This really helps nowadays, especially when it comes to competing for talent. Process is key here, which is something we take seriously. It's not just about implementing a background screening policy, but it's about how you implement it. That's really important. I'm going to talk talking when it comes to talking about integrating with different HR platforms, having that integration is key. That's why having that integration with UKG is going to help you guys eliminate the double entry for the candidate info, which can help reduce errors. It also means you don't have to manage yet another system. You'll see here when I do the demo in a moment that the verified first solutions opens up right within the UKG platform. And third, I wanted to bring out that today organizations using background screening are 2 times more likely to improve recruiter satisfaction. I know recruiters have a lot on their plate. So when it comes to helping streamline the process, we want to take advantage of that so they can then focus on that candidate experience and building that relationship with your candidates instead of worrying about, the long antiquated processes and doing the background check themselves. This is something that Verified First and UKG took into consideration when deciding to partner together. In a nutshell, we leverage that technology to help streamline the background process, which, one, improves the turnaround time, and then it actually creates more time for recruiters to focus on other tasks that they need to do. I keep going too far. So another way, a few other ways that screening impacts your organization. Um, it's, just to expand on that, it's how, when it comes to having the integration, it's going to really help by reducing the amount of data entry, potential errors, as I mentioned earlier, and also it's going to increase compliance. And that's something that's key, which I will talk a little bit more on those compliance forms and that process when we get into the demo section. It improves retention of quality employees, and screening really improves the overall candidate experience. And again, that accuracy of hires, which is key. Now, talking a little bit about tech replacement. Again, this comes from the research we did with Aptitude Research. Hiring organizations found sourcing quality talent and onboarding new hires as their top tech stack replacement, so mouthful there, in 2023. Background screening plays a significant role in both sourcing top quality talent and getting them screened, onboarded, and giving your candidates that best experience possible. So let's talk about one of the biggest challenges right now. So despite only about 50% of organizations measuring that ROI on their investment, they stated that the true challenge in this year's research was around integration. There's a plethora of hiring platforms out there. As I shared, Verified First integrates with over 130 ourselves, and having that integration really is that key to having your screening solution integrate with your ATS or HRIS, depending on what that is. In today's demo, we will be showing that within UKG's platform. Right. Thank you for your patience. I'm having a slight delay in the deck. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about a little bit more on integrations. So additional research by Aptitude Research here is showing that 1 in 3 companies actually use more than 10 different recruitment solutions, which to me, I found this to be a crazy number. And given that this research is a year old, with all the technological advancements out there and solutions available today, the recruitment solutions being used may have even doubled. With the help of HR technology solutions, vetting candidates is much easier and streamlines the hiring process. However, we recognize that a lot has changed this year, including organizational needs. We'd be interested in hearing from each of you on what technology solutions you are considering replacing. I'm going to launch a quick poll around the areas of technology your organization may be looking to replace in the next 3 months, and please feel free to select all that apply. And then I'll share those results in just a moment here. So bear with me and I will go ahead and get the poll launched. It should be showing up in just 1 second. And then I'll give it about a minute for everyone to um, go ahead and make your selections. Okay, please go ahead and feel free to make your selections, and I will again share the results in about a minute. Give it about 20 more seconds, and then I will go ahead and end it. Thank you for those who have participated, and I see some answers coming in. Okay, give it about 5 more seconds, and I will go ahead and end the poll and share the results. Okay. So as you can see, we have a little bit of everything. Some folks are looking at making a possible change to their applicant tracking system, CRM, background screening, which is exciting to see, I-9 E-Verify, and then there's a couple that right now are not looking to make any replacements. Okay. I am going to stop sharing for one moment. I'm going to go ahead and go through the demo here. Actually, I'm going to go through one more slide, and then I'm going to go ahead and go ahead and pull up the demo and walk through the UKG platform. One more thing. So talking about being consistent with the screening, pre-employment background screening must be handled with consistency throughout your whole organization. This will help you avoid any potential litigation. Now, that doesn't mean you have to screen or run the same searches on all your candidates for every job position. We recommend that you create packages based on roles. Not only does this help standardize the screening process and better ensure consistent screening throughout your organization, but it's also extremely helpful, especially with organizations and companies that have others outside of HR or talent acquisition running checks as well. With screening packages, you're easily communicating with those hiring managers what checks are to be run for specific roles. For example, someone in marketing versus finance will have different screens that need to be run, even from an entry level to a VP or executive. And to help with consistency, again, excuse me, we suggest organizations have a written company-wide policy for background screening. You want to make it known that you screen and why you screen. Make sure your leaders are aware of that policy. And again, creating those packages based on roles. And by having that policy and creating those custom packages, you can better ensure that candidates and employees are being screened in a consistent manner in all departments throughout the organization. Now, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what the UKG Verified First integration looks like. So give me one moment, and I'm going to stop sharing this presentation and pull up the demo. Give me one moment. I'm going to reshare here so you guys can see. We're going to start off by looking at how you would actually access the Verified First browser extension to be able to integrate within the UKG platform. So as you can see, I have the Chrome store pulled up here. This is where you would search it for the search Verified First in the search box, and you'll see the Verified First background screening Chrome extension. So that can be downloaded within about 30 seconds, and that will then open up within the UKG platform. So in terms of integration costs, there are no costs on the Verified First side for you guys to be able to integrate your background screening solution within the UKG platform. Again, behind the scenes, we would set up your account, what packages you want, what users you want access and whatnot. But once we do that and you download the extension, I'll show you now how easy it would be to open up the Verify First integration within the UKG platform. Okay, can everybody now see the UKG platform? Okay, so within here, and I'm going to make this move this over a little bit because I'm not seeing the full screen. You're going to go in to search a candidate within the so right here, as you can see, I'm going to actually go back to the results and show you once you're within UKG exactly where you go to see this. So here I went ahead and searched on my candidate, Hank Mess. As you can see, I've run background checks on Hank Mess quite often. So once you have that correct candidate pulled up and you click on the candidate within UKG that you want to initiate the background check for, you'll see the screen with Verify First button. Right here, I'm going to go ahead and say place a new order. From here, this opens up within UKG, so you do not have to log in to verify First separately. Everything's going to open up right within the UKG platform. And here, as I said, you can select packages based on a particular position. For instance, we'll say concierge for this, and it's going to show you exactly what components are part of that package. Pick a different package to just kind of show you guys a little bit different. So here's a driver. All right, I'm seeing a little bit of a lag on here. So again, once you pick what package or position you want to go ahead and run for that particular candidate, as you'll see here, and it does give you the option to select and deselect services. So let me find one that has a few more and I'll show you guys what that looks like. And thank you for your patience. I'm seeing a little bit of a delay versus what you guys are seeing. So thank you for So in here, you can see for this particular candidate, we wanted to do county civil. It does give you the option to select or deselect and add different services as well. And the personal information for that candidate that was contained within the UKG platform will then pre-populate within Verified First. So for this instance, we see Hank Mess is listed here. There may be a few other things you need to add if it did not populate over from UKG, such as a middle name. Here, as you can see, the candidate's email will populate, phone number. And then if there's any particular cost codes and whatnot that can go over for billing purposes, as you can see here, this is for employment purposes, a search, and it's asking for the state of employment. So that's an important thing that I wanted to touch on from a compliance perspective. Because based on where that candidate lives or works will dictate what specific compliance forms need to be presented to that candidate in addition to a disclosure and authorization form. So we capture all of that here, so then we can go ahead and ensure your candidates present it with the correct disclosure and authorizations forms. And then you can do, it's gonna ask me, hold on one second. Let me pick a different package. Once you hit next or send invite, it's going to show you or give you a couple options. I just need to pick a package. It's not requiring me to put this in. So once you hit that send invite option, it's going to ask you if you want to go ahead and send the invite via email or text message. You have the ability to do one of or both options. We do always recommend, if possible, to go ahead and also send that via text because most people have their phones on them constantly, but they are not always checking their email as frequently. So we've seen a really big improvement in turnaround times if you're texting your candidate. Again, you can ask for permission to text. What you'll have to say you have within here, the system when you're placing the order within maybe your application or at some point through the process before you get to the background check, just so you do have permission to text that candidate. You do have the option to go ahead and send that invite out immediately at this point once you've selected your package. That will email the candidate the information that they have to complete on their end. If there's any additional information needed, such as if you're doing a MVR search, they can put their driver's license information in. They'll only be presented with the information that's required based on that package selected. And a pop-up box will also come up to let you know if you've actually run a background check on that candidate within, let's say, the last 30 days, and that number is flexible. So you can make sure you're not duplicating your efforts. If you've already run a background check on that candidate, it will then allow you to open that report or to make a decision if you want to proceed with running another background check report. And then as I shared, I'm going to show you where the report. So this status button, once you submit the report, it's going to give you the option. It's going to go to waiting on applicant. It will give you the option to delete the order or resend the order if the candidate for some reason says they did not receive it. And then once that report is complete, you will see within UKG that you can actually open up the report. You never have to leave UKG to even open up the background report once it's completed. I'm going to go to another candidate whose report I know has been completed just to show you what that looks like. So here it's showing you the status is updated. Now it no longer says screen with verified first. I did not submit this report, so I don't have access to review it. So this is an option too. As you can see, you can base a user's access so they can either only view their own reports or all reports. Again, that will be all done in the setup process behind the scenes. But once that report's complete, normally there's a link here. You can click on it. You can open up the report and stay within UKG the whole time while you're initiating the report, while you're looking at the completed report and whatnot. So again, you never have to leave the UKG platform throughout the process. Okay. And I know that was sort of a quick overview of the demo. I'm happy to have one of our national account executives join for a more thorough, in-depth demo too, to show you guys a little bit more detail about what that looks like as well. Given our time today, I just did high level, but we're happy to, again, like I said, set up a more one-on-one demo, show you what the candidate experience looks like as well, and go through all of that in more detail. So my information will be on the last slide, and please reach out and we can certainly get that set up for you. Excuse me. So now that we've talked about the integration a little bit and seeing what it looks like, I'm going to share a few benefits of the Verified First solution. Again, I want to highlight there's no integration fees. So once you download the browser extension, that will again open up within the UKG platform for you then to go ahead and initiate and view and run all your background screening reports. And then built-in compliance tools. Again, it's so important, especially with all the changing legislation on a state and federal level, that you're presenting your candidates with those correct disclosure and authorization forms, as well as any specific state compliance documents. So having that built-in compliance tools feature, we can also support pre-adverse and adverse action within the system as well. Ease of use, those candidate status updates, so you always know exactly where your candidate is in the process. Once you initiate the report, it will change to waiting on applicant. And then again, report is ready. You'll see that as soon as that report's been completed. And again, have that link to go ahead and open up that report right within UKG. Having that text functionality and capability is key to helping improve and streamlining those turnaround time. And then Verified First has a 98% client satisfaction rate, which is a result of our wonderful and responsive client support team. So I always want to highlight that as well. And again, I know I'm going through this quick, so if you have any questions, happy to answer those now or set up a separate call. I do ask that before you guys jump off, I want to say thank you very much for everyone who's able to join us today and walk through the demo of our partnership with UKG. If we haven't answered all your questions, please feel free to reach out. Before everyone hops off, we'd please ask you to stick around just to do a quick brief post-webinar survey. It'll pop up as soon as I end the discussion, and just to help gather your feedback and input on if this format worked well or if there's anything we can do to improve the process going forward. So we ask that if you can to stick around, and if we haven't gotten to your question, we will try to get to as many of those as we can before we end. And if we haven't, we will definitely, you can reach out and we will get those questions answered for you after the webinar. Well, thank you everyone again very much for joining today's webinar. We look forward to talking to you soon.
Hey, Jenny, before you end the webinar,
Yes.
go ahead and launch it as a poll as opposed to a survey. There was a poll question added in lieu of the survey. So just go ahead and launch that and everybody can go ahead and answer that
Oh,
just like they would the normal post-webinar survey.
I'm sorry. Here, I need to share again then? Or can I just go ahead and launch that?
You should be able to just go ahead and launch it at the bottom.
So
Just
launch.
bear with us for one moment, guys.
Thank you, everybody. So launch survey.
Yep.
Okay, awesome. I will do that right now.
And
And
then we'll just stick
know,
around for a few minutes, give everybody a couple minutes to
yeah,
answer this, and then we'll go ahead and end the
thank
event
you,
for today.
everybody. Yes. So can you see the survey, Lauren?
I sure can.
Oh, awesome. Okay, I will stick on and make sure everyone gets an opportunity to go ahead and respond. And I appreciate everybody for sticking on. And if you don't mind responding, we would greatly appreciate it. Maybe a couple minutes. All right, it looks like we have gotten responses of everyone that stuck around, so thank you.